Hey everybody, it's me Josh with Hope, and I am sharing a very special and powerful video with you. Many of you that have been following me for many years know that one of the strongest connections I've ever had was with Gabby Petito. And we just got through March, and on March 19th was Gabby's birthday. Now I connect with her intuitively on my own throughout the year. I check in with her, and the connection is still there. But what I want to share with you before I share the session I did with her just recently, I'm going to take you through a few events that really prove how powerful and real this work is, despite what the naysayers and haters that try to discredit this work, that they cannot, because of just so many sessions that were like this. But this right here with Gabby, she was able to convey so much, and it's undeniable. I'm going to take you back to September 18th, 2021. That was the first time that I asked about Gabby. She had not been found in Wyoming in the Grand Teton National Park yet. And this is really powerful. I asked my guides if there's any information that we can get, and we get that she is deceased, that Brian escaped, and I get intuitively that she was laying somewhere outside. Asking about Gabby Petito, is there anything that can be said? I see her laying somewhere. Is Gabby Petito's body laying somewhere? Like I'm envisioning, I'm seeing. Is she somewhere laying? Is her body laying somewhere? Now, the very next day, on September 19th, 2021, she was indeed found. So right there, this was posted, this session, before her body was found. Now, after she was found on the 19th, I then asked for her again later that day, and I posted that session on September 20th. Now, in that session, I had intuitively got that she had suffered some kind of head trauma, whether that was from falling or that was from Brian. But in that session, she was able to tell us that he did do it, that he hurt her, that he left her out there. So coming directly from her, and I felt a very strong connection when connecting with her. I mean, I see her, but I see like there was a head wound or something. There was some kind of trauma to the head. Gabby, what would you like to say? What's remarkable is that the autopsy was not released until October 12th, 2021. So almost a month after I did that session. In that autopsy report, it showed that she had suffered blunt trauma to the head and strangulation. So it showed, again, another piece of undeniable proof that the information and the communication that we were getting was accurate. Now, also in that same session from the 20th, she was able to tell us that he was already dead. Even my guides said that he was deceased. I'm getting that you're afraid. Are you afraid? His body wasn't found until October 20th, 2021. So literally exactly a month after doing that session was when his body was found. But she was already telling us, my guides were already telling us that he was deceased. Authorities were also able to pinpoint when he actually died. And the date that they give, the window was September 13th through the 14th. So when I was doing that initial session on the 20th, asking for her to come through, he was already deceased, and it was already by a few days prior to that session. So yet again, another piece of undeniable proof that the information she was giving was accurate. Another amazing thing is that she was telling us that this was indeed her coming through and that she wanted this information to be shared. What else would you like to say in your own voice before I switch? On September 30th, I did another session asking for her, and this time I asked if she could show herself using water ITC spirit photography, something that I've had great success with in the past in capturing faces and other images. So here you can see me actually doing the session with a bowl of water, light, agitating the water, and asking her to show herself. I was even seeing her in real time, which was blowing me away. I really couldn't believe it. So here you see the original photo, and you can see a part of her face kind of peeking through in the water. Now, going online, I was looking through multiple images of her, and I found one that seemed to look like it was similar. I had to flip it, and then I laid it over to see if it would match up, and it almost perfectly matched up with the image that I captured. I'm also going to show you the original photo with the metadata so you can see that it wasn't altered or anything else. This was the original image from my phone that I was able to capture. I mean, that is one of the most remarkable pictures I've ever been able to capture. Now here's something that's even crazier. June 24th, 2022, Brian's journal that he wrote before he took his own life was released. And in that journal pretty much describes what I was getting myself in that first session from September 18th, 2021. I feel that something happened to her where she either hurt herself or she fell down. In his journal, he writes, "Rushing back to our car, trying to cross the streams. Before it got too dark to see, too cold. I hear a splash and a scream. I could barely see. I couldn't find her for a moment. I shouted her name. I found her breathing heavily, gasping. She was freezing cold." He goes on to say, "I don't know the extent of Gabby's injuries, only that she was in extreme pain. I ended her life." So he admits to taking her life. "I thought it was merciful," he says, "that it was what she wanted, but I see now all the mistakes I made. I panicked. I was in shock." So he admits to taking her life. There were news outlets that were picking up these stories about me connecting with her. A number of outlets had picked it up, and clearly there was something very special going on here. Over the next 4 years, I continued to connect with her. Like I said, over 10 different sessions that I was able to do. And each time I connected with her, she continued to come through with more information and in just such a strong way. In 2024, I received an email from her mother, Nicole Schmidt, and she said that she wanted to talk. And when we had this wonderful conversation, she told me from the beginning of me posting these sessions that she had been watching and that she knew it was her daughter coming through. She knew that it was her daughter wanting to share this information. And I had the great honor of connecting Nicole and Gabby's stepmom, Tara, in a session. And it was just remarkable to be able to come full circle and be able to do that.
You did this. You had to have done this. I know your mom said she saw the sessions early on when I was posting them, but she didn't reach out yet. But you somehow, Gabby, got her to finally reach out, I feel. Was that hard to do? Was that hard to kind of get that together?
Gabby, when I got the text from Josh that he wanted to call and the light turned on in the bathroom, was that you?
So there it is, just undeniable proof. These sessions were posted before the dates of this information was released. I was trusting in my ability, trusting in the connection, and Gabby continues to be that special of a soul in being able to connect that well. I asked for her just recently. Now, this wasn't a very long session, and there's not a whole lot of crazy information that she released in this, but you can tell that she is on the other side. She's doing well, and she still has a lot of love and a lot of passion. There's a strong connection there.
Gabby, I was just sitting with you and talking with you. Now, everything that I was just saying to you as I was envisioning you here, did you hear it? I know you did, but good to get confirmation. Did you hear me talking with you? I'm listening. You know how this goes. I'm not going to hear everything you say now, but I'm listening. You are one of the best. You still are one of the best to have a direct conversation with through this. Sounds like you're still able to do this well. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yes, something, I don't know. What have you been doing on the other side, can I ask? Not that I expect anything, but do you come and check in over here at times? And I'm sure that I don't notice always, and that's, I guess, to be expected out of a busy, ridiculous life and trying to do sessions. But do you come in and check in over here? I do want to ask. I said a lot of things tonight, off camera, just sitting here talking. I had some music playing and was just kind of sharing my thoughts and a bunch of different things that I've been thinking and all that stuff. Did you hear everything that I was saying to you tonight? Say yes, I don't know. I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I'm going to ask about your mom because I'd love to send her a clip or two. And I think you probably have your own way of communicating with her. I'm sure she feels you often. She's definitely picked up, your feeling, your sense, the sense of you there. But do you have anything you want to try and say to her tonight through here? Does it matter to you? I understand that, your birthday was March 19th here, and that it's a day that, that you are remembered, to people that you still mean something to. But does that matter? Your birthday still? How about now? But like I said, I already expressed a lot of my thoughts to you, and I know that you probably hear me talk about you in interviews and talk about you to people that ask me, what's the most impactful and the most amazing thing that's ever happened in doing this work. And there's been a lot of amazing things But you are someone that holds this special place, and I think, I would assume and I trust that you know that, and you know the connection that we have. So, any other message tonight? Okay. All right. So, Gabby, like I did last night, I was just sitting here for about 15 minutes talking with you off camera, and then listening to you talk to me intuitively, which can feel so very clear and feel so very real. And I have to trust in that. And it's nothing but encouraging, positive, beautiful messages from you. Let's do a warm up. Gabby, how are you? Heard it? Okay. That was, I don't know if you just said that again. I'm going to say, if I hear you say something, I'm going to call it out, but I may be wrong. But were you hearing everything that I was saying to you? I did. I asked you, if you were visiting family, which I'm sure you are. You're around your mom at times, and I asked if you were checking in over here, and I don't know that I heard your responses last night. I'm still reviewing it, but, are you visiting family? Are you visiting me at times? I asked about your birthday, whether it really mattered, I mean, it's a day that people, again, remember you, which doesn't need to be your birthday for that to happen. When I asked you about that, you said, just send love. You will feel that love, right? I want to say that, every time I do an interview, I bring you up. People ask me what's one of the most important times doing this work. I always bring up my sessions in connection with you, what you were able to prove. And, you said to me one day when I was going through a tough time dealing with attacks and nonsense from people, and you said, Josh, just be yourself. Just be yourself, you said through the box. It just shows how loving and caring you are. So I just want to say thank you. What's something that you're learning? I think I've asked you this already, and I'm going to ask it again. What's something that you can share with us about the other side that you've learned, or that you want us to know, that you can help us understand more of? Love. I don't need a box session to communicate with you, to connect with you. I can say things to you on my own. It just feels more comfortable just being able to talk with you, and then tuning in and listening to what you are saying. And when I do that, I can hear you, and you can say full sentences to me and speak to me without being inhibited by the box. But this is for, everyone to hear. This is why it's hard to do a session with you, because it's not like a typical session I do when I do with other people. But let me ask you this: has it felt like it's been 5 years or whatever it's been now? Does it feel like it's been that long? All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up, and if there's anything more I can send to your mom, I will. So I'm just sending you love always, sending my respect and my appreciation for you, my gratitude, and that's it. Final message.
So there it is, another amazing connection with Gabby. I'm so grateful I get to share it all with you. So many of you got to watch all of this unfold as it was happening. And it's been, 5+ years now. And I'm still able to connect with her in such a beautiful way. And nothing can take away from the amazing proof that she was able to push through on her own, the proof that I got. It's all there, posted. And there's a full playlist of Gabby's sessions on my channel for any of you to watch. I want to thank you for all the love and support that you guys shared over the last session that I posted connecting with Elvis, and all of the personal sessions that I do helping people's loved ones. And I love you all. Send her love. Send her love. Send Gabby love. She deserves it. I love you all. Until next time, thank you.